what's the deal on the legalization of cannabis? Congress passed the J. Many Americans who love their pot are pushing the US government to legalize marijuana. Governments across the world have always had a strange love-hate relationship with cannabis. A 2019 survey on America's opinion of marijuana legalization concluded that 91% of Americans think marijuana should only be used for medical purposes, and 59% believe it should be used for both medical and recreational use. Now, historically, marijuana has been medically used as a painkiller, to treat nausea, soothe the gums of teething babies. Heck, many claims that it helps get over a bad breakup too. And decades after reggae musician Peter Tosh sang, "Legalize it, don't criticize it, legalize it, yeah, yeah, and I will advertise it." Uruguay became the world's first country to legalize the production and sale of marijuana in 2013. And recently, Thailand became the first Asian country to legalize cannabis. So, what has happened in Thailand recently? Thailand became the first Asian country to decriminalize cannabis. But there's a catch. Under decriminalization, it is no longer a crime to grow and trade marijuana and hemp products, or use parts of the plant to treat illness. But the recreational use of the drug remains illegal. That's like passing the parcel with a joint. The government of Thailand also issued a stern warning for foreign tourists saying, don't come to Thailand thinking you can smoke joints freely here. So where else is marijuana legal? In Canada, cannabis has been legal for medicinal purposes since 2001. Later in 2018, cannabis was made legal for recreational purposes also under the Cannabis Act. In South Africa, adults are allowed to possess, cultivate, or use cannabis in private. But buying, selling, and use of cannabis in public spaces still remains illegal in the country. In the US, it is both legal and illegal. Several of the United States have legalized marijuana, even though recreational and medicinal use remains illegal at a federal level. I'm fairly certain that the argument sounded something like this: it's our way or the highway. The difference between legal and decriminalized. Decriminalization means possession or use will not lead to criminal charges, but it still might be illegal. So you won't get a court summons, but may have to deal with civil penalties like heavy fines or referrals to a rehab program. What is the legal landscape of pot in India? Now look, we Indians have been using every part of the cannabis plant for thousands of years, like charas or resin, or bhang, that is the seeds, and ganja, or the flower of the cannabis. Cannabis in India is consumed heavily in the form of bhang during the festivals of Holi, Shivratri, and the festival of Hola Mohalla, as well as certain other festive occasions. But is it legal? The possession of cannabis in India is considered a criminal act and can get you in serious legal trouble. However, different states have different laws, very similar to the USA too, center and state subjects. In the state of Odisha, weed is legal and most commonly smoked using chillums or short pipes within the state's territory. And Uttarakhand is the first state in India to allow commercial cultivation of hemp. So basically, cannabis has been around for centuries, but still is the subject of unending heated debates and arguments. Funnily enough, the recreational outcome of it actually is supposed to be peaceful. So basically, cannabis has been around for centuries, but is the subject of unending heated debates and arguments. Where do you stand at the party? Tell me in the comments.